to really build into postures and to cool down. So taking a few moments to simply notice what's here right now. And by that I mean, notice how you're feeling in your body. Maybe you're feeling stiff in places or tired. Maybe you're feeling really warm. Or maybe there are parts of your body that feel cool. And maybe you're already feeling at ease and comfortable and spacious. Most likely, you will be feeling a combination of all of these things and more. Can you feel the contact between the back of your body and the floor beneath you? And can you notice that there are parts of your body that spread out in relation to the floor? There are parts of your body that might feel like small islands of contact. And there may be parts of your body that don't quite meet the floor at all. And might you notice the difference between the right and the left side of your body? And taking time to notice what it feels like to breathe without imagining you need to breathe differently. Simply noticing your body breathing itself. Where do you feel the breath in the body? Do you feel it more in your belly? Do you feel it more in your chest? Or maybe you're more aware of the passage of air through your nose, back into the sinus cavities and down the throat into the lungs. All I'm inviting you to do is to notice. And one of the effects of bringing our attention into the detail of how we're feeling is for us to know bodily why we're here. What is it that you really need tonight? What is it that's brought you to your yoga mat rather than to go to the beach or something else? What interests you? And maybe it works for you to set yourself an intention. So the answer to that question, why am I here, might become something like, I want peace in my life. Or I want to feel strong and steady in my life. Or something different. And then when you're ready, if you haven't already, please stand your feet on the floor. Take time to arrange your feet so that you feel very comfortable out through the back of your pelvis. So it sometimes can work to experiment to bring your heels closer in towards your buttocks, to move them further away, to separate your feet a little bit more, or to bring them closer together. And we're going to begin the physical practice with something we did on Saturday. I'd like you to visualize the back of your pelvis, so this bony contact you have down at the bottom of your spine. I want you to visualize this whole area as a clock face, so that your tailbone right at the bottom is number 6. And if you drew a line up to the top of the back of your pelvis, it would be number 12. So before you start the spine. And then to the right of your pelvis, it would be a number 9. And the left of your pelvis, a number 3. And you could settle your arms whatever you like. You could have them by your sides, you could take them out and make right angles in your elbows, just to settle out through the shoulder blades. And I'm not going to instruct you on the breath for now. I want you to find what's comfortable in terms of your breathing. And you're going to gently rock from number 12 down to number 6. And as you do this, you'll feel your lower back curving away from the floor as your pelvis moves forwards. And you pause, and then you come back again, rolling from 6 to 12. Flattening your lower back against the floor, maybe pressing a bit into both feet. And you'll feel your tailbone lightly peel away from the floor. And continue like this, rolling the pelvis forwards, 12 to 6, rolling it back, 6 to 12. This is a very subtle movement. If you haven't done it before, you might. Slightly unusual, it's looking really good. Oh, you look like you've done it before. Take some time to really feel into and to enjoy the simple sensations of this pelvic tilting. One of the reasons I brought it into the practice is because a lot of us suffer from lower back pain. Some of us suffer from sciatic nerve pain. And this movement is very therapeutic. It also soothes the nervous system to gently rock the pelvis like this. So it could be at any stage in the practice. If things get too much, you come back to this. You can never do too much of this. I try and do it every day. And then become still. And bring your mind's eye to the number 9 and the number 3. And it really helps to imagine your pelvis full of water, so that as you roll from 9 to 3, you're moving your pelvis from left to right, and the water is sloshing from side to side. And a really lovely way to feel more into this movement is to use the imprint of each foot. So as you press into your right foot, the pelvis rolls to the left. You might even lift the right side a little. as you press into the left foot, your pelvis will tilt to the right, and so on. It's like you're marching whilst on your back. So notice if your knees are moving from side to side. They shouldn't really be too much. You don't need this to be too vigorous a movement. Your buttock, your hip might peel up. But you're not trying to roll over to the side. Breathing freely. Really committing each foot to the floor as you press the foot down. That's looking really good. Well, that's brilliant, Oliver. Lovely, Emily. All of you actually doing a really beautiful job here. You've obviously had yoga teachers who've taught you this before or something similar. And then coming to rest, sliding both legs long, taking a moment to simply feel the body. We're starting slow and gentle. And some of you might notice that you already have a slightly different contact between your body and the floor, but maybe not, it doesn't matter. As I said at the beginning, this is about noticing what's going on, what changes, what you like, what you don't like. And we're going to need a belt for the next part of the practice, and the belt needs to be long. So when you've got your belt, coming to lying down with both feet standing on the floor again. Actually, I should say, to begin with, let's just put the belt by the sides and just bring the right knee in towards you with your hands. So we're going to bring a little bit of hip movement in here. You're going to continue rolling from 12 to 6. And as you roll to 6, your arms should straighten and your knees should move away from you. As you roll from 6 to 12, your knee comes right over your chest, elbows bending. So we're synchronizing the movement of the pelvis with the movement of the right thigh bone in the hip socket. So you keep rocking. If it doesn't make sense, you have a little look at what I'm doing. Rolling the pelvis forwards, the knee moves away. Rolling the pelvis back, the knee comes in towards you. We're lubricating the right hip socket. Beautiful. And then holding your knee in towards you, please take the belt into the instep of your right foot. And then lengthen your leg. Ideally, I'd like your upper arms to be on the floor. So you're just holding the belt as if you were guiding a very well-behaved pony. It's not going to run away with you. And I want the leg to be straight, which means for some of you, the leg will need to be far away. It doesn't need to be vertical. You don't want to be bending at the knee. Trying to keep this really loose rather than to frighten the body. And then you're going to bring in that pelvic tilt again. So as you roll down to 6, that leg will move away from you. As you roll up to 12, your leg might move in towards you. So I really favour this repetitive movement as a way into the hamstrings rather than just to yank and to stretch. It's much better for your body. Much better for your nervous system. That's looking really good. Keep going, gently feeling into the back of the right leg. Noticing if you're tense in the jaw. Sometimes when we work on one part of the body, other parts of the body start compensating and tightening up, and they just don't need to. And then one of these times, just allowing your leg to settle at the point at which it can't go any further without bending the knee. So it's coming in towards you a little bit maybe, or a lot, depending on you. And see what it feels like to slide the left leg along the mat. And it might be that the right leg moves away again, or it might be that this is quite comfortable. And you could point your right toes, you could draw them towards you. You just feel into the ankle, breathing freely. We're really not looking to strain anything at all. So Michelle, are you okay with this? Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Leaving your legs where they are, but taking both sides of the belt in the left hand, and your right arm can just flop out to the sides. Actually, please can you place your left foot on the floor? I'm sorry. Place the left foot on the floor and take it out to the left so that the knee can drop in towards the middle. And then allow your right leg to cross over to the left. This is a very stable way. Can you feel into the outside edge of your right leg now and the buttock? The pelvis is really stable. So just take a few breaths here. We're not moving, we're staying. You could move in the foot a little bit to activate more sensation. So you have a choice. You could stay just like this, or if you feel like you'd like to try this, try sliding the left leg long, and then you can guide the right leg up. For me, the wall is in the way, but you can guide the right leg all the way over to the left. Even if you roll over, that's fine. So you're combining a little twist. That's really good. So Suzanne, you're doing exactly the right thing to protect your back. It's excellent. And also Emily, that's really good. Take a little bit of time, or whichever version of this you've chosen. Just simply notice where there's sensation, whether you like it, if it affects your breathing. Okay, and then come up to the top with the right leg. And take both sides of the belt in your right hand now, and bring your left knee into your hand. So you're holding onto the left knee with the left hand, perfect. Legs are together. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out now, ease your legs apart. As far as they'll go, keeping the back of the pelvis on the floor. And again, you could point the toes of the right foot, you could pull them towards you. And you might now be feeling more into the inside seam of the right leg and into the groin. So we're giving our legs quite a lot of love this evening. We're spending quite a lot of time feeling into the legs, feeling into the hips. Beautiful. Just taking a couple more breaths here. Fabulous. And then bring your legs together again. Take your left foot onto the floor. Take the belt away from your right foot. And with control, you'll need abdominal control here. You slowly lower the right leg long and straight down to the floor. And then slide your left leg long as well. And I don't know about you, but my right leg feels about 10 centimeters longer than my left leg. Just notice how you feel. I love doing this practice. Does anyone else like it? Yeah, it's called Supta Padangustasana in Sanskrit. In these classes, I'll try and bring Sanskrit terms in, but I'll always give you the English. Let's take that to the other side. So the belt is just down to the side of you as you bend both knees and bring the left knee, into your chest with your hands. And then begin that pelvic tilting. Suzanne, is the speaker there? Does it bother you? No, it's fine. You sure? Yeah. So remember that as you tilt from 12 to 6, the knee will move away from you. And as you tilt back from 6 to 12, the knee will draw in towards you. So come into that rhythm in your own time. And just noticing as you lubricate the left hip socket, if this feels any different to how you felt on the right. Fabulous. Okay, and then bringing the belt into play. So taking it into the instep of the left foot. Making sure that you can rest your arms, your shoulders on the floor. And we all start with the right foot on the floor. And then begin to tilt the pelvis, the leg will move away. Tilt the pelvis back, you'll feel your lower back flatten, and maybe your leg comes a little bit more over the body. And continue softly, softly feeling into the left leg now. Breathing freely, trying not to clench in the jaw or behind the eyes. Fantastic. And then when you just have a go at bringing your leg as close to you as possible without the knee bending. And you can point your toes, you can pull them towards you. If you want to, if it's right for you, slide the right leg along. And just take a few breaths, really sensing maybe slightly more intense sensations now. Fabulous. And now everybody bend up the right knee and take the foot out to the right so that the knee falls into the middle. Take both sides of the belt in the right hand and allow the left leg to cross over the right. So the right knee is flopping into the left so that your thighs cross. Michelle, you bring your right knee so it flops into the middle, not out to the side and opposite. There we go. So you feel really stable in the pelvis. And just notice the left buttock down the outside of the left leg. And only if it's right for you, slide the right leg long and roll over into this twist, bringing the left leg with you. Fantastic. And then bringing your legs up to the top and holding onto your right knee, bringing your legs together. So you're holding onto your right knee with your hands. Inhale, and as you exhale, take your legs wide apart. And you might want to try pushing through that left heel a bit now to activate the quadriceps, which correspondingly will allow the hamstrings to become a bit more open, perhaps. Breathing here. And then inhale, bring your legs together. Take the belt off the left foot. We're not going to use the belt anymore. And slowly, with control, lower the left leg straight and steady down to the floor. And slide the right leg long as well. So you can just notice how you feel now. Everyone okay? Both legs are long. You lengthened a bit. Yeah, it's magic. I always thought yoga was magic. So you might be finding this really slow, but I'd like to do one more or a couple more hip opening movements on the back before we come up and we start moving a little bit more vigorously. Hope you're okay with that. We're going to take both feet onto the floor again. And you're going to place your right ankle over the left knee so that your right knee is falling out towards the right. Lovely. And we start with the arms down on the floor, palms facing down. So I want to just tell you, when we come later to do pigeon pose, if you have any pain in your knees, you come and you do what we're doing now. This is the alternative, but we can all do it for now anyway. So inhale, and as you exhale, bring your legs in towards you. Take a breath in when you're up here, and then breathe out, lower your left foot to the floor. And you breathe in when you're down, and you breathe out to move your legs in towards you again. Excellent. Breathe in here, and then exhale to drop the foot. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your legs in towards you, but now you stay with your legs in towards you. And this is where everyone gets a little bit confused, but you're going to take your right hand, there's a lot of rights and lefts, thread it through the triangle in between your legs and interlace it with the left hand behind the thigh, but then bend that left knee again so the ankle is relaxed. And encourage your left knee in towards you. Can you feel this in the right buttock now? In the right hip? Some of you, especially if you've got longer arms, will be able to interlace your hands over the shin. But don't do that if your chin starts jutting up towards the ceiling. One thing you can do in this pose, which is pigeon on the back, is to pull the right toes towards the knee, not the left, the right toes. Relax the left foot. And this will engage the tissues around the knee to protect it. Maybe you have a little rock around. And then take a full breath in, and on the breath out, can you lift your head and your legs towards each other so you curl into a little ball. This is strong on the hip. I don't know if you can feel it, I can. Take a full breath in, and then gently take the head back. And you're going to place the left foot on the floor. And you're going to take your right foot to face the ceiling. You might want to look what I'm doing. We're coming into half happy baby. If you can, you're going to hold on to the right foot with the right hand. If you can't reach, you hold on lower down the leg. The point of this is that the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. And you're encouraging your knee down towards your armpit. And the left knee can rock out to the side. And you can have a little rock from side to side. This is a brilliant groin and hip opener. Soothing it out on the lower back as you rock. Yeah, Michelle, that's really great. You can hold it with both hands. I like to do that as well. Yeah, and Serena, that's fantastic. Some of you, if you're a bit more open, could experiment with sliding the left leg long, but floating the foot off the floor. So the left leg is extended, but floating off the floor, and then have a little rock. Perfect, that's perfect. Okay, and then let's gently take the left foot to the floor, release the right foot. And take the left ankle over the knee. Arms by your sides. Inhaling. Exhaling, legs in towards you. Inhaling when you're up here. Exhaling, drop your foot to the floor. So you inhale when you're still and you exhale to move. It's really good. And then next time your leg's in towards you, you stay there. And this time you thread the left hand through the gap in between your legs, interlacing either over your shin or behind the thigh. Beautiful. And then draw the right knee in towards you as you ease the left knee away. Have a feel now into how your left hip is doing right now. Breathe. So in these classes, I wouldn't always spend this long and bring into the legs and hips, but today, because I'm quite excited today, I just wanted to take time. It's time to get used to this. Take a full breath in, and then as you breathe out, see what it's like to lift your head towards your legs. Take a breath in here, and then we breathe out and we release. And we come into that half happy baby pose. So the right foot is standing on the floor. You're taking your left sole of the foot to face the ceiling. You could hold onto the foot or lower down the leg as your right knee just drops out to balance the pelvis. Only slide the right leg long if that's right for you and float it off the floor. Take a few delicious deep breaths here to feel into sensations in the hips. Really fantastic, fantastic. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. And then gently release from the pose and just take a moment lying flat. Lying completely flat, legs extended. And seeing if your body has enjoyed this opening practice for the lower body. Notice if the quality of your breath has changed or your contact with the floor. And then from here, please roll over and meet me in a child's pose. And your knees could be together, they could be apart. Your head could be on the mat, it could be resting on your hands. And take some time to just come into your own stillness, your own quietness before we come to standing and to moving a bit more. If your head isn't in contact with anything, I'd rather you brought your hands underneath it. So you can make a little tower for your forehead, so you can really settle the forehead down perfect. And then please come to meet me in an all-fours position. And I want to do some cat-cow movements for the spine, but I want to do it with attention to the wrists. So if anything hurts your wrists today, say we're in a plank or downward dog or anything like that, you come onto your forearms. But let's all try let's just first of all, with your fingers pointing forward, spreading your fingers, begin to tilt the pelvis forward. So like we did on our back, from 12 to 6. See how your belly drops towards the floor. Your chest opens. And then as you roll the pelvis back, the back of your ribs goes towards the ceiling, your chin to your chest. To come into this rippling movement of the spine. If you've never done this before, have a little look at what I'm doing. Cat-cow movement of the spine, which is just often brought into the flow sequence as it brings a lot of gentle movement into the spine, the ribs, And we're going to continue with this movement, but I'm going to invite you to take your fingers of both hands out to each side, just to see how that feels. Like that. Yeah. We're going to go round and you're going to only go as far as what feels right for you. So I'm turning my fingers around so that they face in towards me. This is a big stretch for the wrists and it might or might not be a good idea. So I'm going to leave you to be curious about your wrists. Now, what I love to do with my wrists inside of the wrist facing the end of the mat is start taking my bottom back to my heels. See what that feels like. You feel that? Yeah, so if you work a lot at a computer, or you do anything that just makes you very stiff in the wrist, this is amazing, but not if you have a wrist injury. And then let's come the other way. Take your fingers forwards again, turn them in towards each other. And you're still, so I'm asking you to do quite a lot, you're still rippling the spine and the pelvis. Eventually you might turn your fingers into face you with your elbows pointing. Yeah, awkward. You're not going to be able to go very far. Fantastic. And then I'd like everybody to bring the fingers forwards to come down on the forearms and just to circle the wrists in one direction. To circle them in the opposite direction. So these are all things you can come to do at any time in the practice where it's just not feeling right for the wrists. Maybe massage the wrists with one hand, one wrist with one hand. Just rub the other hand, squeeze into the wrist or help the circulation. Fantastic. Okay, let's curl under the toes. Take the bottom back towards the heels. And this is where you decide, I know I'm aiming this at you, Emily, but this is where you decide if you need to come onto your forearms, if it's too much. Allow your head to dangle, your neck really relaxed. Quiet in the shoulders and the ribs. And then all I want you to do is lift your knees about 5 centimeters off the floor and notice how this gets a bit more busy. Some people won't even be able to do it, and that's fine. Hold for a few breaths. We're engaging the core and then release the knees down. You notice how you start breathing a bit more aggressively just to do that. It's hard work. Let's do it again. It looks so simple. Let's lift the knees. Breathe. Just notice what's going on. Fabulous. And then drop the knees again. Oh, okay. So if you haven't done this with me before on Saturday, or even if you have, just have a little look at how I'm coming into downward dog, because it's very different how it works, how I was taught it initially. Can you see how I'm keeping my belly to my thighs? And then I'm slowly unfolding. And then slowly folding back in again. Knees come down. So you join in when you're ready. And the point of what we're doing is to take the weight away from the wrists and the hands and arms and take the weight back into the lower body. And you keep moving and you rest in child when things get too much. And you can do this on your forearms as well. It's just harder. Brilliant, Suzanne. Have you done this before?
Yeah.
This way?
No.
All right.
No,
Exactly. This is very different, and it's a teacher of mine who I love. I just always do it like this now. I found in my classes that people's downward dogs are transformed by doing it this way. Otherwise, you feel you've got to have your shoulders forwards or something. That's beautiful. Everybody's doing beautiful. That's fantastic. Okay, next time you're up, please stay up. And take your hands or your forearms wide and your feet wide.
And just have a little play. You might even bounce, you might take little twists, you might bend one knee at a time. So let's just take this freestyle as you feel what you need in this practice right now. Feel your whole body alive with the breath. And you might notice, because we did all of that work on the hips and the legs, that you can feel them in a particularly lively way right now. That's lovely, Pam. Okay, so wrists are hard. Wrists are hard. Yeah, they're not the only one. And then from your downward dog, looking forwards and walking your feet and your hands together. And let's dangle a moment, knees bent. And this is a great opportunity. Whenever your wrists aren't pressing down, you can have a little circle, a little massage. You can roll into your shoulders. And just make sure, I'm not absolutely disciplining about alignment in my teaching, but sometimes it's useful just to look at your feet and see if they're parallel, and see if you're pointing the toes out. This is to protect the knees, actually. Fabulous. And then bend into the knees and take your fingers either to your shins or to the floor. And then on a breath in, straighten your legs and bring your chest forwards so the spine is long. And as you breathe out, bend your knees and fold in on yourself again. So let's do this 2 or 3 times like a bellows. Inhale, straight legs, chest comes forwards. Exhale, fold in on yourself. Draw your navel into your spine. Can you do one more in your own time? And then with your knees bent, inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, arms out wide. And exhale, hands to your heart. So it's taken us 45 minutes to get up standing today. It's not always like this. It's not always like this, but I hope sometimes I just really like to take the time. Now I just want you to, I'm just going to do a little tutorial because you're new to me. I don't want to assume that everyone wants to do this. There's going to be opportunity in this flow to come into 3-legged downward dog and to open the hip. That is not going to be for everybody. From there, I'll ask you to do that. Some people will be used to doing that, and that's lovely if you want to do that. If that's just not for you, you could do it on all fours and you could circle into this hip, because that's really what we're doing. Then you could lift the leg behind you, come that way. Do you see what I mean? It's just different. I think those are the only things. Like I said before, if plank isn't for you, take forearm plank. Okay. Should you have a little bit of fun? Bring your hands to your heart. Feel the feet. We come to the front of your mats. And inhale, lift up from the ground up. And exhale, swan dive down, lead with your heart. Like we did before, inhale, legs straight, chest forwards. And exhale, take your right leg behind you. And if your hands don't reach the floor, so the right foot's coming to the floor. Okay. Yeah. If your hands don't reach the floor, you've got your bricks. And take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drop the right knee to the floor. Excellent. Inhale, lift. Push through the heel a bit. Exhale, drop the knee. Well done. Inhale, lift. And this time, exhale, stay here. And really bring your chest forwards, long spine. Excellent. Take a full breath in, looking really good. Can you, from here, slide the front foot back into a plank? Coming onto your forearms, if you need to, don't balance on the bricks for that. Fantastic. Let's take 3 breaths here, pushing the heels of the hands down. Try, can you just look at me, Michelle? So if your bottom's up, that's more like downward dog. We try to keep the bottom beneath the shoulders. Fabulous. Take a full breath in and then breathe out, drop your knees and roll slowly down over your thighs, your belly. And come to rest your forehead on your hands, pillow. And I want you to imagine that your neck begins in between your shoulder blades. You're going to keep your hands on the floor as you slowly begin to take your eyes along the floor in front of you and then up the wall as your long neck peels your chest off the floor. And then you come back down again. Please do this 2 more times. Really subtle. Long neck, and then coming down. 1 more time. That's looking really good. And as your head comes down, slide your hands by your ribs, curl your toes under, lift to all fours, and then back in that way to downward dog. And this is where you choose if you're going to come down on your knees, or you lift your right leg up, point the toes, and bend the knee to bring your right heel over towards your left buttock. You can look under your right armpit. This is strong. Try not to dump in the left shoulder. Fabulous. And then straighten out again. Look forwards and bring your foot in between your hands. And if you need a crane, that's fine. If you need a victory, that's fine. Brilliant. And then drop the left knee to the floor. Excellent. You see my front knee is over my ankle. Yeah, so you need to, you don't want the knee forwards. Yeah, so all you need to do is slide the back knee back. Yeah. So you'll get used to all of this. Now on the breath in, lift the back knee. If you have pain in your legs, you're going to feel it in these poses. Exhale, drop the back knee. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And this time we inhale to stay. Really pushing through the heel. Bright chest, looking ahead of you, long spine. Yeah. Beautiful. And then take a little micro bend in that back knee. And can you simply step forwards? Yes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Pressing into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up, arms out wide. Exhale, hands to your heart. Is everyone all right? Yeah? Oh, it's tough. Okay. Remember what I said at the beginning of the class? Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down, lead with the heart. On an inhale, chest comes forwards, lovely straight legs. This time you step your left foot behind you. Making sure that front knee is over the ankle. Lovely. You could have hands on the bricks now. Take a breath in. Breathe out, dip the knee to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And then we inhale and we stay here on the exhale. Lovely long spine. Really good. Take a full breath in and find your way to your plank or your forearm plank. Feel the strength here. So in this sequence, we're doing a lot of opening, but it's great to combine it with strength. My teacher always said you shouldn't come into anything that's about flexibility until you have the prior strength. Take a breath in and then choose if you want to drop your knees, or maybe you want to join me, lowering down straight as a stick.
Your forehead is on the mat, and this time we do something different. We bring our hands right out beyond our shoulders. Come onto your fingertips and feel your shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. Can you feel that? Emily, bring your hands right out to the side. Yeah. Press your feet into the floor, your pubic bone into the floor. And now with that long neck, breathe in and peel the chest up just a little bit.
And breathe out, come back down.
And breathe in, come up. Feel the shoulder blades.
And breathe out, come down.
And then breathe in, come up.
As you breathe out, can you peek over your right shoulder? Maybe you can see your feet. You breathe into the front. You breathe out, maybe you can peek over your left shoulder. Maybe not, it doesn't matter, we're all completely different. Breathe into the front. And come back down.
Hands by your ribs. And now we come to all fours and back to a downward dog. Remember, you can rest in child or do that cat-cow movement we were doing if it's getting too tough. I will always, with time, adapt my classes to whoever turns up. So if things are just feeling like too powerful in this class, I will adapt to later classes. So you'll bear with me. Let's float the left leg up. If you're going to or, bring your knees down to the floor. Bend the knee to peel open that hip. That's it. Really try not to buckle in the right elbow or dump in the right. Yeah, well done, Suzanne. Look under your left shoulder. Fantastic, pal. And then straighten back out. And do whatever you need to do, whatever it takes to bring that left foot in between your hands. And drop the back knee. You did all right there, Helen. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, drop the knee. And then inhale, straighten. Just stay here for the exhale. Micro bend that back knee. And then lightly hop yourself forwards. And inhale to straight back. Exhale, fold completely. Press into your feet as you inhale and you come all the way up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down. I like to close my eyes here. You can take your hands wherever you want to on your body, just to take stock, just to feel. Maybe turbulence, maybe hate. Or just maybe a sense of being alive right now. Coming to the front of your mat, opening your eyes. We're going to do a sequence which is going to have a pigeon, which I'll show you if you're not used to it. And remember, we did one on our backs, if you've got any pain in the knee. Okay? Breathing in, arms up. And use the breath out to swan dive down. Beautiful. Inhaling, straight legs, long back. And then simply step to a downward dog. So we come back in a way that you may be more used to. And then either on all fours or from a downward dog, lift up the right leg and bend the knee again. So we're doing that peeling open of the right hip. Just feel the right side of the body opening here. And then looking forwards at your hands, you're going to bring your right knee to the right hand for pigeon. Well done. Yeah. If you're not used to this, you know what I'm doing. Oh, I see. Exactly, well done. Yeah, good. Excellent. Just check it. So the right knee comes forwards. It could be, depending on your hips or your knees, it could be in between the hands. It could be right out to the right. Remember, you can always do it on your back. You don't want any pain in the knees. If intense feeling in the hips is fine, but pain in the knees is not. There's no tolerance. Look over your left shoulder just to check the leg is straight behind you.
And then come down on your forearms. Everyone okay here? It's intense, can be intense. Not everyone will find it intense. So another one of my teachers always uses the word marinade at this stage. We're marinading our right hip. So whatever you like to put in your marinade, teriyaki, mustard. Just allow yourself to drop into those sensations and breathe. Yes. And then please draw your hands in so they're level with the knee and the arms are straight. So we're in a pigeon and it's a little back bend. I'm going to imagine that really long neck again. As we breathe in and look up the wall, maybe up at the ceiling. And then as we breathe out, we slowly, slowly, consciously come down with our forehead to the mat. Chin into the chest to inhale and slowly come up. So you've got the squeezing of the shoulder blades. Excellent. Exhale, come down. And this time, inhale to come up. And as you exhale, can you look over your right shoulder, a little twist in your pigeon. Allow your left shoulder just to come with you. And inhale to the front. Exhale, a little twist. Inhale to the front. And exhale, come all the way down. And place your forehead on your hands. And we're going to do a little maneuver here, which if you ever dare to come back to these classes again might become more familiar, but right now might feel unusual. You're going to take your hands out to the left and you're going to swivel so that you're standing on your right knee. So you'll all be facing that wall and your left leg is long. You all right there with that leg? Is that okay?
Yeah, so yeah, just stay standing for a while.
Oh, in pigeon, yes, hopefully it's okay. So your torso is upright. You might want to cushion that right knee. And you can just allow the left toes to come towards you. All you're going to do, I want you to imagine that there's something you want to pick off the floor underneath your left thigh. And you're going to simply drop that hand. But we're not coming forwards, otherwise you won't get the side stretch. And then you're lifting up again. Like a little pendulum. As you drop the hand, pull your toes towards you. It's fine. So see if you can get into this movement. You're moving the right hip away. Some of you might like to lift the right arm up and over. Can you feel into the right side body? Right arm, you're going over to the left. And then inhale, come up. It's okay. It's usually me who gets the lefts and rights mixed up. Exhale, come over. So really side bend. It's lovely. I love this. You feel sideways. Fabulous. And then next time you're up, simply swiveling around to face the front of your mat. Coming into a downward dog. God. And from here, if you're going to lift the left leg, please do. Remember, you don't need to. Peel open the hip. And we bring the left knee forwards for pigeon. So we're just going to simply repeat that sequence on the left. Well done. Excellent. Just check over your right shoulder that the leg is straight. And then come. So with your foot, Michelle, can you bring it across the mat? So but you've not done it before, so
Quite did it.
Okay. Properly. No, that's totally fine. There we go.
Like that.
And then slide the right leg long. And then come down and just lower the hips. As long as there's no pain, that's perfect now. How does it feel?
That's fine.
Come down on your forearm, gritting your teeth. Yeah. And
I hope, Suzanne, your leg isn't going to go dead in this one. Is pigeon not your favourite?
It's just, I damaged it really badly before Christmas.
Oh, of course,
so
this will
it's,
affect you. So some people would say this is really good for sciatica, and some people.
Yeah, it does stretch it, but I don't know, it tends to go numb, my legs tend to go numb overnight.
So remember, you can do it on your back. Do you like that version on the back where you brought your knees in towards you?
No, I prefer this.
Okay.
This is better.
Okay. Okay, so we're marinating into the left hip. And then we bring our hands in, shin into the chest to begin with, and then we will ripple up. And we feel that squeeze of the shoulder blades. And then ripple down. And inhale to ripple up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Beautiful. And come down. This time as you come up, a little peek over your left shoulder. Little twist. And then inhale back to the front. And do that 2 more times in your own time. Just look over the left. Really good. And then just for a moment coming back down to rest your head on your hands. That's looking much better, Michelle, actually. Do you remember what I said at the beginning of the class? That's why I say it. It's not about coming into perfect poses. It's about being aware of what's going on for you. And then gently walk your hands to the right this time as you swivel. So you're standing on your left knee, your right leg is long. Excellent. And just press into the heel, your toes can lift. And you're just going to gently side bend as if you're going to pick something off the floor. And then lift up again. So we do it very gradually. Yeah, can you swivel? So swivel your left foreleg behind you. So you're facing the wall. There we go. Right leg long. Have a little look behind you at Pam. Oh crap. And maybe if you include your arm in the movement. Hands in front of you. Come down on the right heel. Now come up vertical with your spine. There we go. As if you're picking something up down inside the right leg, bringing the arm with you. That's good. There we go. So it's a lovely way of getting into the side body if you haven't done it before. I have to confess this pose was one of my least favourite ones years ago, but now I really love it. Okay. And the next time you come up, please face the front of your mat. Take your hands down and slide into a downward dog. And you have a choice. This is yogi's choice, yogini's choice. You might love to stay in your dog. Or you might like to join me coming straight down into child. Have a nice long rest. Knees apart, big toes together. Yeah, everyone's so relieved. Hands under your forehead if you need to. In fact, hands on under your forehead anyway, because it's just really lovely. We'll take some time to turn inwards. You might want to recall any intention you set for your practice. Noticing the quality of your breath. And just checking in, do you feel anything in your hips and legs? It's a very hippie practice tonight. Maybe taking a few slightly deeper breaths and using your exhalations to let go of any
residual tension. And we're going to come to standing. If you wanted to, you could come via a downward dog, or you could simply come your own way to standing. And just noticing how it feels now to just be steady on 2 feet. I'm going to face here, so I'm not going to watch you. If you need a wall to balance, you can come to the wall. But I'd like you to treat your left leg as the trunk of a tree. You could spread your toes, hug the muscles to the bones, and then take your right knee out to the side. So this is a hip opener. You might want to do this 2 or 3 times, we've already done a lot of opening here. So for tree, it's absolutely fine to have the right toes on the floor, just like this. Or you might want to bring the foot to the lower leg. Please don't press anything into the knee joint. Or you might like to bring the foot right up to the top. You choose which one. And when you've found where you want to be, keep your eyes steady to one point. And really press the raised foot into the standing leg. And press the standing leg back into that foot. It's like you're gathering everything into the center, and bring your hands to your heart. And it's fine to wobble in and out, but do notice your breath. And maybe you bring your arms up. Maybe you interlace your hands and just allow the 4 fingers to point towards the ceiling. And breathe. So I'm purposely not looking at you. This is a pose where everyone starts feeling inadequate, judging themselves against others. So I think it helps for me not to look. And this is fabulous for strengthening all the muscles of the feet, the ankles, the legs. Really, really good work. All the wobbling is helping that as you keep finding the balance. Inhale. Exhale, hands back down to your heart. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, float the foot down to the floor. I don't want to know what was going on in the room. In the studio where I taught before, I would do that. I could see everyone reflecting in the windows. But I can't, it's literally. What did you say, Pat?
I said I can't stand on that left foot. No, I can't. It's completely.
Oh, yes. That's okay. You can do it, just do it with the right foot on the floor, if that's the case. Let's take it. So we're really first of all making a trunk out of the right leg, spread the toes, feel the ground, and then just become aware that this is a hip opener to the left. Swivel a bit. Trying to keep the pelvis still. And then you lift the left foot where it's going to go, just not into the knee. And it will vary for every day. Sometimes it's impossible for me. Today I seem to just be doing it, but I often can't. Do you really press the foot and the leg in towards each other? So if you're drawing everything in towards the middle, hands to the heart. Eyes fixed in one place. And then maybe you lift your arms, maybe you don't. And take a few breaths. And you might come to a sweet spot where you just find an inner stillness. Take a full breath in. As you breathe out, hands to your heart. Lift your left knee on the next breath in. And float the foot down.
have a little flap from side to side. So all can get very serious. Beautiful. And come to the front of the mat. And on the breath in, lifting up. And breathing out, fold.
Breathing in, chest comes forward. And then step back to a downward dog. Drop your knees. And please come to lying on your backs. With your feet standing on the floor. And to begin with, simply noticing, this probably just feels like a huge relief. Yeah. Simply noticing how good it feels to have the support of the floor beneath you. And it may be that parts of your body feel like they've worked harder than usual. Maybe they feel open and warm. Or maybe they don't feel so good. It's all part of your awareness. And we're going to take a soothing finishing practice before a relaxation. So have your palms on the floor beside you. And then begin to press into your feet, breathing in, lift your lower back off the floor, your bottom off the floor. And your arms can lift at the same time. So your spine rolls up bone by bone. And as you breathe out, your arms slowly come down both sides. And notice how your spine comes down bone by bone to the floor. Very soothing, moving backbone. And keep going in your own time. Make it absolutely soothing and delicious. Your arms come all the way over to the floor behind you if that's available. Feeling the whole of the front body opening, feeling that gentle mobility in the spine. And your legs are still working to lift you. Fabulous. And then next time you come down, bring your feet together. And then just allow your knees to fall out to the sides, take your hands to your belly. Unless this is uncomfortable in any way. Of course, you might prefer to, yeah, okay, that's fine. And take a few deeper breaths as you feel your belly expand under your hands on the inhale. And drop back towards the spine on the exhale. Softening in the face, feeling the back of your ribs and your shoulders on the floor. Really noticing what it feels like to breathe now. And we're going to slowly use your hands to bring your knees to the top. And then I'd like you to zigzag your feet out to the side, so your right foot comes all the way to the right, your left foot to the left, and your knees touching at the middle. And see how this feels on your lower back, how it feels in the hips, and continue to breathe deep into the belly.
And then reaching, actually, I don't want you all to have to move, so I'm going to just bring you a brick so you can reach it easily. I'd like to just bring your feet to parallel, your knees to parallel. And you're going to need one brick, so you've got just there. What I'd like you to do is press into your feet so you can lift your sacrum off the floor. You slide your brick underneath it. So if you're not used to doing this, there might be a tendency for the brick to go up the spine, and that's just really uncomfortable. You might think, why are we doing this? So I want you to slide the brick so that it's actually about halfway down your buttocks. And I don't know how this is for you, Suzanne, with your back. Does it feel okay? And you should feel a heavy bone, the sacrum, just dropping into the brick. Is that all right, everybody? Yeah, you will look okay. And then I'd like you to bring your right knee towards you with your hands, a bit like we did at the beginning of the practice. Yeah, take the brick away if it's not right. And if it's right for you, it might not be, slide the left leg along. But you could have the left foot off the floor or the heel on the floor. I probably would have the heel on the floor for this. And it's really nice actually to circle around a bit with that right knee, just to circle into the right hip. It's done so much work. We're just soothing it out now. Breathing freely. And then let's change knees. Only slide the right leg long if that's right for you. And then you have the option of dropping both feet to the floor. And this might or might not be nice, Suzanne, I don't know. So we're going to slide both legs long with the brick. So it's a little supported bridge. If you just prefer to lie completely flat, that's fine. And if you're someone who just wants more of a lift, you could turn your brick to a slightly higher, one higher level, but don't come to the very top. You could take your arms over your head if that feels comfortable, because I'm going to leave you for about 3 minutes here. This is a passive way of opening the front of the body. And Suzanne, would you like a blanket? You're all right, you're not cold? Okay. So if you're on a brick, you might want to really feel the weight of the back of your pelvis dropping into that brick. Allow the brick to hold you completely. You've worked really hard. Steadying the breath. And then when you're ready, standing your feet back on the floor. And pressing into your feet enough so you can lift up and slide the brick away. Lowering your back slowly, slowly to find the mat again. And when you're ready, bringing both knees in towards the chest. Just having a little soothing rock from side to side. And it's time to relax, so please make sure you're warm enough. I've brought lots of blankets. If anyone needs one, just give me a wave. If there's anything you feel your body needs in order to be able to relax, you could do that. No hurry. And so probably by now your legs will be extended on the mat, if they're not already. Everyone's lying flat. Do cover yourselves in a blanket if you need to. Give yourself time to notice now that you're back where you started, but maybe feeling different. Taking time to notice the quality of your breath. To notice the support of the surface beneath you. And simply setting your attention free to wander. And then beginning to take some slightly deeper breaths, feeling the rise and fall of your abdomen with the breath. And you might like to gently roll your head from side to side. You might like to rub your hands together quite vigorously. Take the heat of your palms over your eyes. All of this is optional, of course. You can introduce any other gentle movements into your wrists and ankles, your shoulders, taking any little stretch or giving yourself a hug and a little roll around. As you slowly emerge from your asana practice, your relaxation shavasana, to maybe lying on one side, to eventually coming to a seated position. There's no hurry. And when you do find yourself seated, you could close your eyes. You don't have to bring your hands together if you don't want to. They could be resting wherever you want. Just take a moment or two to observe how you feel, how you engaged with the practice, how it's left you feeling. Quality of your breath. And then taking a full breath in towards the heart space. And as you breathe out, bowing your head, chin to your chest. Emptying the lungs completely. And as you breathe in, lifting your head again, opening your eyes. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Namaste.